Now let us take receptors as the drug targets. We have seen how the drug targets the enzymes. Now let us understand how the drug targets the receptors. See, that receptors are those proteins which are lying on the walls of the cell membrane, and they play a very important, crucial role in communicating the messages which are coming from the brain to the cells. Now these receptors are present in the cell membranes in such a way that only their small portion is actually outside the cell membrane, through which they interact with the chemicals which are secreted from the neurons to the muscles or from the neurons to those cells. So the chemicals which are secreted for communication purposes are called chemical messengers. Now these receptors interact with these chemical messengers, and accordingly the information is transferred to the cell and the cell interacts in that way. Now after realizing this system, what we have developed the drugs which interacts with these receptors. And the drugs in this way has been designed in two ways. One are called antagonists. Antagonist drugs are those drugs which blocks completely those receptors and completely inhibits their interaction with the chemical messengers. This is done when we find that there is too much of either chemical messengers are coming up or the too much of cell activity is taking place, so that the too much of secretion is there. So those drugs are called antagonists. Agonists are the second type of drugs which actually stimulates they are the duplicate chemical messengers. So they just stimulate those receptors for secreting or for exciting or for increasing the cell activity. Now they are used when we have a shortage or a less amount of a release of the chemical messengers. Then what we use artificial those messengers which are actually chemically very similar to the normal chemical messengers. So those drugs, then they interact with those receptors and increases their activities, and such drugs are called agonists.